And we are live.
Thank you so much, ma. Please make me host so that I can share my screen.
Trying to is not allowed to make you host. Can you claim host right? Because I'm trying to make you host, not allowing. I don't know if it's network.
I think you will have to log out before I can claim host rights. Okay, so Coach Christine, you are now the host. Can you make me host, Coach Christine?
Let me check. What are these to make that host again?
Just go to participants, click
Just
on
click
the
on
three
participants,
dots.
click on his name, you'll see more.
Okay, I've done it.
Good,
Thank
good,
you.
good, good.
Thank you. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a brand new month. Happy new month. How are we all doing? Hope we are fine and doing great. Okay, so let me check who is ready for today's class. If you are in, just drop a greeting, say hi, hello. It's another wonderful day. And this month promises to be amazing. Amazing. The things we'll be learning this month is amazing. So let me see your excitement in the comment section. Who is on call? Who is on call? All right, welcome, Malobo, Michelle, Alabi. Yes, you are welcome. How are you doing? Hope you are fine. Michelle is joining from Abuja. Malobo is joining from, is that South Africa or Kenya? Malobo, are you joining from South Africa or Kenya? So you are all welcome to this class. How was your week? How was your week? Hope you had an amazing week. This is a brand new month, and the month is pregnant with amazing opportunities. All right, Emmanuel, you are welcome. You are highly welcome. So, are you ready? Are you ready for this month? Last month was, what did we learn throughout last month? Can someone help us out? What was our theme last month for the month of June? Oh, Malobo, you are joining from South Africa. Well done. You are welcome. All the way from South Africa. That is amazing. Michelle said, my week was awesome. Beautiful. That is how we should be. That is how we should be. All right. So what was our theme for the month of June? What were we discussing throughout the month of June? Financial literacy. Amazing. Thank you so much, Malobo. Yes, Alabi, well done. Financial literacy. Amazing. We looked into the subject of finances, and it was an amazing time. It was an amazing time. So this month, we are stepping it further. You need to learn about finances before you can start talking about becoming an entrepreneur. All right. So the financial literacy series laid the foundation for what we are going to be looking into this month of July. And this month of July is the month of entrepreneur. It's going to be an amazing time, an amazing time. And not just that, we have a special coach in our midst that will be driving this point into our subconscious mind. All right. So you need to get your pen. This is not a class where you just listen and you add it to your knowledge bank and that is the end. Remember what I do tell you. Knowledge is not power until you apply it. That you know something does not mean that thing is going to work for you until you apply it. So, with what you are going to be learning this month, if you apply the knowledge, you are not going to remain the same. Okay? So, we have a special coach in our midst, is our guest. So get your writing material. This is not, you need to write down a lot and ask questions where necessary, okay? So I'm going to give every one of you 2 minutes to get your writing materials while we warm up, and wait for others to come on board. In the next 3 to 4 minutes, I will be calling up our coach, okay? So while we are waiting for others to come on board and while I'm waiting for you to get your writing materials, those that are set, tell me, what is that major thing that you picked out from the financial education series? Just one. Something that stood out for you. Something that stood out for you throughout the month of June. What is that one thing that stood out for you during the financial education series? So I'm looking at the comment section to see who. Okay. Anyone? What did you learn throughout the month of June? Yeah, Chidima, you are welcome. Welcome. Okay, I'm waiting for your feedback. The month of June was packed with a lot. It was packed with a lot. In fact, with the things you learned throughout the month of June, is enough for you to start building your business empire, to start building wealth. All right. Malubo said, it is important to have knowledge about how to use and make money at a young age. Thank you. Thank you. Malubo is one of our consistent ambassadors. Very consistent. Well done. All the way from South Africa. So he said it is important to have that knowledge of how to use and make money from a tender age. Oh, I wish I got this knowledge. Oh my God. All right, thank you so much. Michelle said, what stood out for me was learning how to save using the 50-30-20 rule. Beautiful. And I know for you to point out this, it means you have started saving. I believe you have started saving. Well done. Well done. That's amazing. Okay. Alabi said, we learned how to spend money wisely. We learned how to spend money wisely. Very important. Nice one. We also learned about need and wants. The difference between your needs and your wants. Okay, that is brilliant. All right. So without wasting much time, I'm going to welcome our special guest for today. Now, before I call him on board, please, you need to set the comment section on fire with your love emoji, with your fire emoji, so put your hands together as we welcome Coach Daniel. I'm not seeing the love in the comment section. Where are my ambassadors? Where are my ambassadors? Very good. I can see that. All right, so Coach Daniel, our ambassadors are ready and excited to have you on board.
Okay, good afternoon or good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so the screen I'm looking at is what they are seeing, right?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. So it won't be a problem for me. So I don't need to share my screen from here. Good afternoon, everyone. And also, I also know that some people are joining on YouTube. So if wherever you are joining, if you can hear my voice, just quickly go to the comment section and type 100. So it won't be a problem for me. So I don't. Yes, okay, beautiful. Just go to the comment section and type 100. 100, 100, 100, 100. Let me look for the comment section for this class. Just come to the comment section and type 100. I want to be sure that everyone is with me. Okay, I can see Obi and Cancel. Okay. Okay, I can see Adebanjo Alabi. Who else? Bring it on, bring it on. I can see Uloma Daniel. Okay. I can see Emmanuel Olagunji. Okay. I can see Christine Daniel. Okay, beautiful. It means that we're all together. So this evening or morning or afternoon, depending on where you are joining us from, I'm joining you from the big, beautiful city of Aba. Yes, I'm in Aba right now, and I'm having this section from Aba. Aba is a city in Abia State that is predominantly small businesses. We have a lot of small businesses. We saw our fathers build businesses, and we learned how to grow businesses, and that's been who we are. So what I'm going to be doing today, okay, beautiful. What I'm going to be doing today is to be teaching us on key things to master entrepreneurship. Throughout this month, we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship. So it's going to be a masterclass. And I am aware I'm talking to teenagers, amazing Pdac ambassadors. Okay. And I'm also aware that we have people attending, joining us from parts of Africa. I'm excited. I don't know whether I would say I'm as excited as you are, but me, I'm really, really very excited because entrepreneurship is something that should be taught. Entrepreneurship is it's foundation that should be in the life of everyone, especially in Africa, because of where Africa is in the scheme of things. Africa today is positioning itself as the next frontier. What I mean by the next frontier is that there are phases of things that have happened in the world. Where Africa is today is where a lot of countries were in the years back, some 100 years, some 50 years back. So Africa is going to play a very important role in the next dispensation. Now, one of the reasons I know so is that the average population of Africa, it's between 50 to 80% of Africans are below age 18 of Africa. So we have a very strong population, young population. So this young population, if we're able to empower them very well, this young population will make a lot of difference. And how to empower people is by increasing their knowledge in key subject matters that make a difference. So I might not be sounding like Coach Ogo or Coach Christine or Coach Victor, because they are professional coaches. Me, I'm a businessman, so I'm going to be sounding more like a business person. I'm going to give you examples because entrepreneurship is actually so today's classes, I'm going to be laying foundation on what entrepreneurship is about. Okay, is about creating value, work, and wealth. Okay, and entrepreneurship is about turning a problem building a solution for a problem and turning it into a business enterprise. That's the best way I can define entrepreneurship as myself. Okay. If you see a problem or a need or a gap, you find a solution or a closure or build a product for it. And that product or that solution you've built, you turn it into a business and make profit from it. That's entrepreneurship. At some point, there could be, yes, Grace, I see what you've said. So sometimes, the process of identifying, sometimes something can be by your side. You can have something, you can have access to something, but you didn't know that that thing is of value. You can have a precious stone in your hand, and you don't know that that precious stone is a precious stone because maybe you picked it on the road or you picked it somewhere. Okay, that's the same thing that happens with entrepreneurship sometimes. Most people don't know the value some of the opportunities that are within them can give. So sometimes you see people not taking those values seriously. Okay, sometimes you see some people not putting in their best. You don't know that this thing you are doing like you might have a hobby. Okay, let me use a hobby as an example. You might have a hobby and you are doing a lot with that your hobby, but you have never thought that your hobby can give you money. Let's say you can play keyboard or you can play or you can sing very well, okay? But you've not thought of that your hobby as something that can make you money. Or you can do design different things with crochet. Okay, you can do all these beaded materials, you can do different things, but you've never thought of that as something that can give you money. So I want you to understand that today's world, if you want to, okay, so as a way of introduction, I say, next slide, please. I don't know if you can see the slide. Next slide. Or Coach Victor, can you allow me do this slide thing myself? Is it possible? You let me share the slide from my end. Yeah, so that I don't keep saying next slide, just click present. So that I can just roll up because I want to be very, very fast. So that I want opportunity for people to ask questions. Okay, beautiful. So by definition, entrepreneurship can be creating work, wealth, and value. Okay, it's starting or running your own business to make money and to create value. For example, me, if I'm writing this definition, I'll put value first and then money. Okay, because it is when you have provided a lot of value, then people will start paying you for the value. So many people start business because they want to make money. They make money if you do business because you want to add value to people. You want to add value to the society. You want to bring in your A game to the society. You will see your approach to the business will be entirely different. Okay. Now there's a process of identifying opportunity. You can call it business ideation. The process of taking building an idea. I'm going to teach you a trick I use in creating idea. It's a very short trick. I'm going to teach you before the end of the class. Okay. And then when you have identified opportunities or problems or gap or need, if you notice the things I've called, it might be an opportunity, it might be a problem, it might be a gap no one else is feeling, or it might be a need that a lot of people have. Okay. And then when you identify it, and then you build a solution, or you solve the problem, okay? Or you build a fix. If there's a gap, you need to find something to build to fix that gap, or you create a product to fix that gap, okay? And then you launch. that's all these things I'm discussing now is a process of innovating. You see other people's problem, others are seeing problem. Like for example, few years back, people are complaining, fuel price is high, fuel price is high. People are crying every time. Some people stopped driving their cars. While others were crying of fuel price being high, some people went and started curating and designing electric cars. So some people say, electric vehicles are expensive. There's no light in Nigeria. How can you charge electric vehicle? And then because the initial versions of electric vehicles that came to Nigeria, you have to go to a charging station to charge. So what if when you're on the road, your light goes off, all those things. But some people kept researching. Now the versions of electric vehicles that are available, you can use the same charger you use in charging. You can charge it like as if you're charging a phone. You can just plug it. It's now easy to charge. So a lot more innovations will come in that space. It was because price of fuel was going high, and then people felt like fossil fuels was polluting the air. Okay, so you can identify a problem. Anybody that has the eye of seeing what the challenge is with people, what the problem is, and start creating products or services to solve that problem, most likely will make a great entrepreneur. Okay? And then entrepreneurs are people that are willing to take calculated risk, because that problem you are solving, you can finish solving it and people might not want to pay for it. So that's why it's important you do what is called validation. Validation is the process of checking whether people need this thing well enough to pay money for it, whether the size of people that need it are big enough for you to build a market. Okay, you ask those questions, you find those answers, and then you start building. Okay. Okay. Key traits of entrepreneurs. Like, how do you know whether you are an entrepreneur? I'm going to mention what we have on the side. Entrepreneurs are creatives. They are creative people. They want to come up with new things. They are confident, they are determined, they are open-minded, they are hardworking, they are resilient. Okay. Beyond that, they have the mind of people. Entrepreneurs have the heart of recruiting best hands. As an entrepreneur, one of your greatest skill is your skill of managing people. Okay, please, everybody type people. You need a team. You cannot solo venture. It's not a solo walk way of life. No, you must learn to, okay? You must learn to work with other people. You must learn to work with people. You can start it alone, but you can't keep running it alone. You need another key trait of entrepreneurs is that they have foresight. They are visionary. Okay. For example, there's an opportunity I found out. I'm not permitted to talk about it now because we're researching it. Okay. I've seen it, and it is as a result of the growth of AI. Because artificial intelligence is growing everywhere in the world, I have seen there's something else I'm suspecting that will be needing. Okay, there are certain other skills or certain other activities that we need to master in the world of AI. Now, because I'm an entrepreneur, I'm already thinking into that future. Now, 4 years ago, I was doing a course in machine learning. As I was doing that course of machine learning, I saw that today will come. That machine learning program is the process of teaching computer everything you know as human. Now, while the way and how fast machine was learning, I knew a time will come when we would depend on AI to do machine. When you hear AI, artificial, that thing, what is doing that work is computer, is a machine. Okay. The process, the years of training AI was the years of building machine learning algorithms for the future. And all those years of big data gathering, data cleaning, data mining what we were doing was we were building the AI of today. So, okay, that's not what I'm talking about today. Let me stay on entrepreneurship before tech will move me away. So, in my industry, I run a technology company. In my industry, you must be innovative. You must think in terms of the future. How can this be applied in the future? That's one thing an entrepreneur must be. You must be thinking. Let's say you finished setting up your business. Don't now stay in that business for the rest of your life. You not need to be thinking, how can I improve on this? How can I be ahead of the curve in this? Because there's a curve, there's a growth curve. You start from the ground, you go, at some point you stay at a steep. If you don't do anything different, you start going down. Okay? There's this Lord, whatever goes up must surely come down. Okay. So if you don't want to come down, you now think in terms of at that time you have plateaued, you have just been like this, doing like this. You need to find out something new to move up again. And you want to move up. So that's one thing as an entrepreneur, you must think in terms of how can I do something differently. There are types of entrepreneurship. So when you hear of entrepreneurship, it can be in different types. Okay. I'm going to mention the ones we have on the slide, and then we also discuss more. Entrepreneurship can come in various forms, like that malam that is selling something close to your house. That small shop, that place you used to go and buy milk and biscuits and all that. That's a local, that local shop is an art of entrepreneurship. That entrepreneur knows that people will want to eat breakfast and want to quickly dash out, buy something and come back without having opportunity to go to the big markets to come back. What they would do naturally is they now set up that small business to support, okay, set up that small business to support their community. That's an entrepreneur. He has thought about it. He has decided to bring the product and then add some profit to it, plus his cost, putting the cost of his transportation, the cost, how much he will pay himself salary. He will put it in order that he would write the price. He will go to the big market to buy it. He will transport it, bring it, shelf it, and sell it to you. Okay. Another way an entrepreneur can do is you can get the pictures of those products and set up an e-commerce store, and you have a storage somewhere, or you have those stores storage in other people's shop. When someone places an order, you do the fulfillment, or you have a logistic company that does the fulfillment for you. You build an online store, what we call e-commerce, like Jumia, Konga, Gigi, different ones. Okay. Okay. So it can be, that's entrepreneurship. Or it could be building solution online, not just e-commerce only. You can build an online platform where people go to learn. Like, for example, we're using Zoom to learn. Before we were able to use this Zoom to learn, we have paid Zoom. Pdac paid Zoom some money, either monthly or yearly, so that you can use this. So you can also build technology solutions as an entrepreneur. Okay. You can look around your environment and find out that I noticed that people always wait in this junction for a very long time before they get a ride. How do I solve the problem? And then you now come and check, what time do people always stay here? Like, for example, I have an office in different cities in Nigeria. One of my offices in Onitsha, between 5 p.m. till 7 p.m., the type of crowd that is in front of that office, because the office is close to a market that is called Onitsha Main Market. Okay. The type of crowd is SS. So at some point, I gathered the timing. I asked my team, can we design something? Can we design a transportation system that comes to this place and load people and move them to? So we kept looking at it. That was what led to us building a ride-sharing application that we launched some years back called Enaga. Okay. So most times when you see a problem, a challenge, you ask yourself, how can I use technology to solve this problem? How can I use technology to make this product closer to people? How can I okay, for example, we're teaching a number of people on this class now, in this class now, okay, both on YouTube and on Zoom. Now see what happened. We have someone had built a product online, and we're using it to provide a service. You too can build something like that. You too can build something like that. So you need to learn the entrepreneurship starts from looking out, finding what troubles others, what troubles you, what troubles your friends, your classmates, and the service-based business like consulting, service-based business like cleaning people's houses. Someone can pay you to come and be cleaning their houses, and then you don't necessarily need to do the cleaning. You look for those that are looking for a job, train them for that. When they call you to do the cleaning, you send the people, you collect the money. Okay? So as an entrepreneur, you need to also understand the skills that are needed for the problem you want to solve. If it is technology based, like you want to build an online platform, that means you will need technology people. So as you are thinking of the business, you need to be thinking, which people will I need? Where will I sell this? Will I sell it in a shop? Will I sell it online? Or do I need an office? Or do I need a website where people can come to me? Okay. Another form of entrepreneurship, which is amazing, that is growing globally, is called social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship might not always be non-profit. There are social entrepreneurship that is also profit driven. I'm going to be asking you to keep some notes. There are certain things I will teach you. If I don't see it in our learning, on the last day, I'm going to be teaching plenty other things. So I'm going to be teaching you how to incorporate businesses. So if it is not, if by the last day it was not covered in the syllabus, I will teach you that. Okay. So someone noticed somewhere how to incorporate businesses. Okay. Note it when I'm asking, So social entrepreneurship, you can register a social entrepreneurship venture as a limited by guarantee. Now it's a venture that solves people's problem, not solely for the aim of making money. I've used the word solely, okay? Not solely for the aim of making money. Now, it's social entrepreneurship most times is not profit sharing. Not that you don't make profit, but you don't share profit, okay? You might make profit and plunge it back to the business for the growth of business, but you don't share the profit amongst the members, okay? So when I'm teaching you how to incorporate businesses, I'll tell you the type of businesses and how best to incorporate it, because why a lot of people's businesses are suffering is that you start a business, you didn't know that the business is an entity of its own, is a person of its own, and you are not running the business as a person of its own. But I'm going to teach you how to incorporate your business and build amazing businesses, okay? I was going to do something a bit different, but let me stick to this. So another thing that is important in entrepreneurship is market research. You need to do basic research to know. Okay, let me go through this and so that I can have time and teach some things that are not covered. There's a gap between, okay, now before you grow your business, before you start your business, you need to be sure that there are people that will buy from you. You need to be sure that people need the product you want to build. So sometimes you are so passionate about something, you want to solve this problem, but people like it. It's a good idea, but they are not willing to pay their money for it. You want to write this book, you want to do this one, you want to do this one. Good, it's good for you, but people don't want to pay for that. I don't know. Let me tell you something. We've done a study. Okay, my pastor was preaching today, and he said that there was a time my church did a research of the people within the 5 kilometers radius of the church, and then they listed what their needs are, their demography, age range. Their demography is age range, social status, gender, all those things. Those things put together are called age range. Okay, demography. They checked it, and then they checked what problem stands for that community. And they found that at that time, that the biggest challenge people had at that time in that community was poverty. Now, okay, Elizabeth, you're from England. Okay. So most of the things I'm teaching on entrepreneurship is global standard. So it's I need you to learn. I have taught classes across the world for both people in different climes. Okay. So I will need you to pick up something. When I'm teaching on incorporating businesses, I'm also going to be making references to businesses that are joining from outside of Nigeria. So I'm going to give you global standard practices, global practices, okay? So get this. Poverty stood on top of the list of challenge, need for money. There's something called Google Trend. Google Trend is a tool we use to check what people are searching about. I'm a technology person. I want to check what people are looking for. Okay. What are people? I just got an idea. Wow. Okay. What people are checking online, what people are looking for, what are people searching. And then if we see what people are searching, we now build businesses to answer those questions, or we build solutions to answer those questions. At some point, there was a time we were designing a program for a client. We found out that the biggest problem people had in Nigeria was how to make money. The biggest search in Nigeria, in Africa, and in so many parts of the world was how to make money online. A lot of people have searched that. And then we checked the ages of the people searching that. We saw that people as early as 13 are already searching how to make money. So it means that if I want to build a product for that market, that audience, I need to think in terms of product that teaches them how to make money, or product that prepares them to be able to make money. Since COVID in 2020, people have been searching how to work remotely, how to work. People want to work from home and earn money. People want to learn how to use AI to make money. That's what people are searching for now. Okay. The how-to searches gives you an idea of what people are looking out for, and then you design program around it. Okay. You need to understand your market. You need to know who your customers are. So an entrepreneur must be willing to sit down and do research. Everybody type research. You must research. You must ask questions. You must check, do study before you decide this is the business to do. Who are your customers? Understand the market. This market, there's a market, you create a product, and that product is a premium product, but the market you are creating it for cannot afford it. So it will now advise you to look for another market to launch that product. Okay? You need to look for another market to launch that product. Okay. I think my YouTube class is responding very well, more than my Zoom class. My Zoom class, people need to start responding. I say you should type research. You have not typed. People are looking at me. Oh, yeah, type. I do participatory learning. I don't want to be talking over your head. I want us to do this together. I'm waiting for my YouTube class. So yeah, my Zoom class. People have not typed research. One person should save you people. So it's important you understand that. How do you conduct research? There are different ways you can conduct research. You can do survey. Survey is when you ask different questions to get an idea. For example, you can ask simple questions as, let's say you want to build something, you want to teach your classmates how to design. I hope you know you can do that and make money. You learn, you have design skill, you can design flyers, you can design slides like this, and you want to teach your classmates how to design. You would now want to do a survey. You write questions, 5 or 10 questions. Make sure the questions are not too long, and make sure it's not boring. Make sure it's easy to answer when you are doing a research survey, okay? You ask questions like, do you know how to draw? Or are you interested in design? Are you a creative? Would you term yourself a creative? If the answer is yes, on the scale of 1 to 5, how creative are you? Okay, because you want to know the personality of the person responding to your survey. If given opportunity to learn how to design using different tools, will you be interested? Yes or no? Can you commit 1 hour per day to learning this thing over the next 6 months? Yes or no? Are you willing to pay to get this learning? Yes or no? Would you want AI to be embedded into the program? Yes or no? So you ask different questions. And here you said, if your answer to 2 above, which is, are you willing to pay, is yes, how much are you willing to pay? Okay, you now give them options, 50,000, 100,000, different options. So when they have, okay, when are you willing to start this learning? If this class is ready, when are you willing to start? Immediately, in 3 months, in 1 year, in 6 months. So when you send out that study survey, when people respond, you can find out that people are interested in this, but they are not willing to pay, or what they are willing to pay is too low, or those that are willing to pay are not willing to start immediately. Now, it advises you what to build and how to build. Another way you can do it is to bring in people together and ask them these questions, and then they give you information. They give you feedback, real feedback, why they think that. Okay, you note that. Another way you can take these same questions you ask and put it online. People respond, and then you make a decision. Another thing you can do, you do observation. But I advise observation not to be the only way to research. You can ask questions. You can do a combination of 1 or 2 of them. Okay, you can do interviews and get real answers, because you want to know whether your market is viable. It's called feasibility study. You want to know whether this business is feasible. This business, should it be done? Can it be done? Is there a market for it? Where is the best location to do it? And then you can also ask them, are you willing to take this class online, or you prefer physical? So that you check your demography. I just used an example. I hope you got the example. I pray you did. Okay. Another thing about entrepreneurship is that it is about solving problems and meeting people's needs. It's about creating value, okay, for your customers. So on the page where you are writing the things I'm going to teach you in the last class, please put something on business model. If I don't see it in the classes, I will teach you something on business models, different business models, okay? Okay? Put it on who is keeping who will be my secretary? Coach Victor, please be noting the things I'm going to teach, okay?
Yes, sir. Noted.
And some of the things I'm going to add, okay? And then I'm also going to teach something on how to clarify your business idea. Now, for someone like me that have plenty ideas, if you have different ideas coming to your mind at the same time, if you're like that, type 5. You notice that sometimes you have ideas with this one, you have this idea, you have this idea, you don't know the one to choose. If you're like that, type 5. If you used to have different ideas, you don't know, you have 3, 5, you don't know which one to choose. If you're like that, type 5. So I'm going to teach you something. If I see people that responded to that, I'm going to teach you something. I give you a tool you can use and test all your ideas. It's called micro ideation tool. We use it and test all your ideas to know which one. Let's say you have 3 ideas, okay? Okay, okay, I suspect that Nolutando, you put a number of people there. That by bring times 5. Okay. 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 Now listen, everybody listen. I'm going to give you a tool so that whenever you have that confusion, you use that tool and test all the ideas and then make a decision. That okay? You make a decision. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, entrepreneurs create values by solving other people's problems, meeting people's need, improving life, providing confidence, giving efficient options, giving more efficient options, giving people more effective options, making life easy for people. Okay? Let me tell you, in the past, when I was much younger, when I was the age of most of you, my dad would travel, and when he wants to speak to us on the phone, it's usually on Sundays. Like in where we lived, only one person had a phone, and the phone was on the desk. So we will wait until it's time for my father to call, and then we'll all go and line up there. And when the phone rings, the man will first of all pick the phone and waste my father's call credits and ask him, hey, how are you? And all those things. And then he will give to us. We all will now talk to my father one after the other. Okay? So let me shock you what has happened now. Today, because of advancement in technology, because of thinking of making things more effective, everyone has a phone. Now, later in life, we had our own phone. We had our own phone in our house, but if a truck passes, they can cut the cable of your phone. And when they cut the cable of your phone, you go with Nitel people. There was a time Nitel people phone, they cut the cable. I worked with Nitel people who were tracing our cable. You'll be tracing your cable. You have to be looking at your cable till you get to your house. If your phone goes down, if your cable, and then see where the truck must have cut your cable, and then they fix it for you. But today, we all are walking around with smartphones, powerful tools. You can do everything with it. There was a time, if we wanted to use computer, this is I'm saying is not long time ago. It's not so long ago. When I was in the university, if we wanted to use computer, if we want to check our email, we go to a cyber cafe and we give them our email and our email password. They will check the mail for us. If you have mail, maybe 1 month or 2 months, you have not had like 1 or 2 emails. You go, no, they say your box is empty. You go back. You have mail. They will print out the mail for you. You read. After reading, you write the reply. They will help you reply. That was what our life was then. But today, everyone has email. Even my 7-year-old, 8-year-old has an email. Okay? Everyone has an email now. People now have access. You don't need anybody to access your email. You just need access to computer. Okay? Before, it was impossible for us to do this section live. We could have done it. I would have recorded it, and then they will be sending it to all of you. YouTube, all these things are new inventions people did to improve our lives and make our life easy. It's an entrepreneur that have created this. Entrepreneurs make life easy. Everybody type God bless entrepreneurs. God bless entrepreneurs, because they are doing the work of the Lord, making the life of people easy. Okay? And you too, I think you should consider being an entrepreneur, because you're going to make the world a better place. Make things easy for people. Today, if we want to travel, you will spend a lot of time on the road. Okay, it's possible that tomorrow you would discover a traveling tool that I will just enter. I will appear in 3 minutes. I'll be in Lagos. You might be the one that will discover it. Okay, so don't think that anything is impossible. Entrepreneurs will always think in terms of how do we solve this problem? How do we make this thing possible? And you need to do that. Turning your ideas into businesses, okay? From idea to a business. Now, if you want to turn your idea to a business, you need to define your mission. What do you want? You want to solve problem, okay? You say, I want to solve problem, and I want to solve this problem between this time and this time. You set the goal. you create a plan, and then you put it together, you put in support. Now, let me show you how, okay, I still have a few minutes, so let me quickly take this. The best way to come up with an idea is there's something called brainstorming. Everyone type it, brainstorming. You don't brainstorm alone. You can get other people when you want to do brainstorming, okay? You can come with your siblings. You can do this brainstorming exercise with your siblings and ask them and say, what product or service can we create for people between age 0 to 5? So I'm asking you now, what product or service can we create for people between ages 0 to 5? Now, the rules of brainstorming, no answer is wrong. No, there is no correct or wrong answer. All the answers during brainstorming is correct. Now, and it's not, you can do this using a cardboard sheet. You can do it as an exercise in your house, okay? If people are in a family, I want you to do this exercise before my next class, okay? 0 to 5, 5 to 11, 12 to 18, 19 to 26, or 19 to 30, 30 to 50, 50 to 7, 50 to 60, 60 and above. You can choose a particular age. So if I'm running an entrepreneurship masterclass, I would divide this class into 5 groups. One group will do 0 to 5. Another group will do 5 to 12. Another group will do 13 to 20, 13 to 22. Another will do 13 to 21, 21 to 30, 30 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 and above. We divide it. And then you start coming up with different ideas. And then I'll have a leader writing as you are suggesting, they'll be writing it down. As you're suggesting, you'll be writing it down. Okay, I'm going to do something next week. How? I wish I can. I wish I can do a Miro session. There's a tool I use online for brainstorming. It's called Miro, M-I-R-O. Okay? So you be coming up with those ideas. You'll be typing those ideas. We can even use your WhatsApp group now, your chat box. You give us an example of ideas you think, problems you can solve for people between those ages. So after you've listed out those problems, you now do what is called macros training. You check which of these ideas do you think we have within our team will have the competence to solve. M-I-R-O, Miro, not this Miro. It's miro.com. You can check it online. It's a brainstorming tool. Okay. You now start coming down, and come down to like 10 maximum. People will all agree. And then when you come down to 10, you now use the tool I will teach you on the last class. That's micro screening tool. Then you now and come up with one. Okay. But let it be that these ideas you have selected is around your mission in life, around the person you are. You don't solve a problem that is outside of what you are. So that's why in that tool I'm teaching you, one of the things you would test is your strategic fit. How does this thing fit my person, my purpose, my life? Okay, I'm going to share that with you. And then how does it also align with my goal? Now I'm a student, I'm doing this. How can doing this business or doing this thing align with where I am? You create a plan and how it fits to where you are and what you can afford at the moment. And then after you've done that, you've come up with it, you now seek support. That's, you look for a team. Let's say you have an idea, but to build something with technology, but you don't have technology skills. You now reach out to someone that have technology skills to help you build, or you don't understand certain things. You now reach out to people that will help you solve that problem. That's why you seek support. So entrepreneurship is not a lonely game. It's not a lonely journey. It's a journey you must take with others. Okay? our aim is that at the end of this month, you will be willing and ready to start your entrepreneurship journey. Okay? You'll be willing and ready to start your entrepreneurship journey. Remember, entrepreneurship is about creating value and solving problems, and then putting it in form of a business so that people pay you money for it. Anytime you give value, people return value to you in form of money or other things. Okay? Start brainstorming your business idea today. So choose an age group between 0 to 5 and come up with different products or services that you can do for them. Come up with them, and then in our next class, we take it through a test and a test and a test. Do I have questions? Do you have questions? Any question? Any question? I've tried a lot to make sure I stayed with time. Do you have questions before I hand over to Coach Victor? Oh, Coach Victor, can I hand over to you now?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Can we all say a big thank you to Coach Daniel? Wow.
I'm not a coach.
Wow.
Daniel.
Okay, let's say a big thank you to Mr. Daniel.
Yes, thank you.
Can we say a very, very, very big thank you? This is amazing. Wow. So much value is being dished out right now. This is something you will go to Lagos Business School and you will pay a lot of money. In fact, when the class was going on, I had to chat up some people and like, you need to be in this class. Come and see what is happening. Young man, come to this class now. I wish I had this opportunity at a tender age. Man, maybe I would have been the next Mark Zuckerberg. But like you say, no time is too late. So thank you so much, sir. Like this opening, this is just the first class. So imagine how the other classes will be. So if you know you have friends and you love them, please invite them to the next class. This is amazing. I wrote down a lot. I learned a lot. Oh my God. Woo. Thank you so much. Let me not overemphasize. All right. Since there are no questions, Mr. Daniel, can you make me the host so that I can share my screen? We want to take our Pdac creed. I think you are the host now. Just make me the host. So who can tell me, what did you learn? What did you learn from today's class? One thing that you learned from today's class. I'm seeing the massive love emoji. Wow, you guys really got value. Sending love and sending, wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Our life can never remain the same. Oh, it's not possible. It's not possible. Oh my God, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited because what is happening here is deliverance is happening. This is deliverance. All right. This is deliverance. Okay. I'm just excited. Don't mind my reaction. So I'm going to take our Pdac creed. So you say after me, all right, and say it with all confidence. This is who we are. So let's go. I'm a Pdac ambassador. I'm a child of God. I understand myself. I discover, develop, and unleash my God-given potential. I have strong beliefs and values that guide my actions and decisions. I cultivate a good habit and follow principles that lead me to success. I am a confident and inspiring speaker. I dream big dreams, set smart goals, make great plans, and take quick steps to make my dreams come true. I am a great leader. I inspire myself and others to achieve great things. I am excellent in my academics, and I love to learn new things. I believe in myself, and I have a positive self-image. I understand and manage my emotions well. Oh, sorry. This. Okay. I understand and manage my emotions well. I am sensitive to others' feelings. I am proud to be a Pdac ambassador and will fulfill my duties with love, respect, excellence, and dedication. So help me God. Amen. All right. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining. I can see the comment section is still burning. Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Next week is going to be fire. It's going to be hot. All right. So invite your friends, get them to join the class. Their lives will not remain the same again. All right. So this is where we're going to end today's class. Do have an amazing and wonderful week. And those of you that are writing your third time exams or you're about to write your exam, we wish you all the best of luck. You are coming out with flying colors. Thank you all. Bless you and have an amazing week. Bye.